I'm gonna play the loop. Look at us getting fancy.
We're trying.
Ah,
We're
let's play
trying.
that intro. Thank you to Grizmatic for the intro. Yeah. 17 years, still here. Nirvana. Dionysus. Yeah. It's too loud. Let's go. Okay.
We're good now.
I'm talking big vibes. Better know the name. New channel, fresh start, but the soul didn't change. I got that damn message riding on the track. 17 years down, but we brought the heat back there. We staying solid, we don't ever bend. Because the thick skin wins in the very end. I said that thick skin wins, yeah, that thick skin wins. Quality over everything. Let the show begin.
Welcome in.
Shut down, man, it's just a mindset that I'm certified, you know I'm gonna get that. No money, front of views or the likes. Just hanging down unless it's killing it on the mics. We ain't in the gates, we ain't playing by the rules. Quality over quantity, and technique. It's entertainment, always sharing life, put it in. Keep your circle real tight, we don't need no fake friends. 17 years of army, they just can't stay clear. New channel, same fire, man, this year's a pick. I'm talking big vibes, yeah. Better know the name. New channel, fresh start, but the soul didn't change. I got that damn, this is riding on our track. 10 years now, but we brought the heat back there. We stay inside of we don't ever bend. Because the thick skin wins in the very end. I said that thick skin wins, yeah, the thick skin wins. Quality over everything, let the show begin. Come on in, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Charismatic. Unlatched Podcast. Nirvana. Dionysus. We don't chase the bad, we chase the truth. Thick skin wins. Thick skin wins. I was gonna try to drop Grizz's link. Well, I'm gonna try to do it right now. I just don't. My phone is hooked up to the speaker. Let me drop it in the chat. Thank you so much to Grizmatic for the. I'm gonna put it in here now. Dynamics says you could talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I put his link in there. Yeah. Hi, Tia. Thank you for coming.
Man, thank you for sliding. Thank you. Man, I'm really feeling that. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I kind of like it. I definitely like I like the whole vibe with it. We actually have a few more that we'll probably be playing out and kind of get you guys' feedback on what you think, kind of like intro, outro, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like what y'all think it'll fit well with. But man, it is a lot going on out here. We have a lot to get into tonight. We have quite a few new things. I actually want to do a new a section in every show, kind of like a gratitude piece, right? I want to build back onto this whole notion about gratitude because I really think it's important to emphasize. And there's a reason why I'm prefacing this like this, but yeah, I'm so past just talking. I'm really into the manifestation piece. So, and I'm noticing this gratitude thing makes a huge difference.
Okay, so how are we gonna change that? I mean, what would you like to do specifically? Hi, Soccer. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like
Well,
button.
obviously you and I haven't had the opportunity to discuss it. It's kind of just coming to mind in the moment. So I guess we'll figure it out. Kind of figure out what would work well, what works best for our type of format. But
Mhm.
just a little moment where just kind of bringing back attention to this gratitude piece or things you might be thankful for. Things that obviously I'm thankful for. Every week is always something. It's
Okay.
always we could talk about a lot of bullshit just in our everyday life, but when you think about it, it's like there's a lot that we really do can be thankful for, and so
Right.
let's be thankful for it, and
That part.
put that shit out there in the atmosphere.
Right.
Speak on it.
Um. Okay. So you guys, I wanted to. I'm changing the banner up so kind of show you or to show you what we'll be talking about first. But I'm sure everybody heard on Monday there was the British Awards. The details of what type of award show that is and all of this and that, I don't know. At the end of the day, there was an invited guest with Tourette's, okay, at this award show. It was Michael B. Jordan, which is a black actor. And do you know the other actor's name, Jason? I'm going to play a clip. What was it?
Delroy Lindo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So two black actors at the very beginning of the show are there making presenting an award, I believe it was, right? I'm going to show a little clip. And this man white man who has Tourette's yells out, nigger. Okay. I saw it on Monday, but I didn't click on the shit. But you know how that shit goes when it's all over the internet. Okay. So I'm going to play a clip and then we're going to talk about it. Okay. I mean, listen, we're going to keep it a buck now. We're going to have to be honest. All right. Let's go. Jason, you can control the little comments. There's something in my mic. Please turn it down. Okay. I have it too loud. Thank you. It was probably up too high. Let me know if that's better, True. Thank you so much. It's too loud. Let me know. I turned it down a little, but let me know if that helped.
It's noticeable.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. Let's talk about it, y'all. Now, y'all white folks gonna cut this shit out. Trying to talk about you disabled. Hold on. Now
and thanks for the like and subscribe, soccer fan. We do appreciate you. Thanks for sliding.
Here we go. Oh, wait. It's not funny, Jason.
Good evening. Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
That moment at the BAFTA Awards, leaving viewers in shock.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
Michael B. Jordan and his Sinners co-star Delroy Lindo hit with the N-word from the crowd while presenting the award for Best Visual Effects.
Good evening. Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
John Davidson, the man who yelled the racial slur, has Tourette's syndrome and actually interrupted the program a few times. His life with the motor disorder, which can cause explicit, involuntary verbal outbursts, was the inspo behind the nominated film I Swear.
Off, you wanker.
Well, it's nice to meet you too.
Sorry.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
Visual effects can create spectacle, but the best work serves character and story.
Michael and Delroy keeping their cool on stage. A source telling ET the actors found the incident jarring and disappointing, but Michael was still in good spirits after the fact.
Oh, you always take it a day at a time.
You may have heard some strong and offensive language tonight.
Host Alan Cumming addressing the incident head on.
If you've seen the film I Swear, you will know that film is about the experience of a person with Tourette's syndrome. Tourette's syndrome is a disability, and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette's syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended.
The BBC, which broadcast the ceremony, also releasing an apology amid criticism, including from the likes of Jamie Foxx, reiterating that Davidson's verbal tics are involuntary and not intentional. The BAFTAs have yet to respond beyond Cummings' on-air apology.
Okay. So that's kind of what we're working with here. That's what happened. There's a lot that comes with that, and I'm going to go into a content creator's what do you call it? Just his commentary on his opinion on it. Before I play that video, and then we could have a discussion. First of all, let me say this, Jason, Dynamics. One thing I did notice when I was watching that is, Michael B. Jordan, if you notice, he swallows. And then the other actor, Delroy, you could see it all over his face. Like, did that fucking just happen?
Well, listen, I don't know. Y'all, Delroy Lindo ain't no punk. Let me preface this by saying this. There is a storyline right there with that statement and that look that you just talked about. We're going to play that. I'm going to find that for you, though. Not a punk at all. But
okay,
you know what? I'm going to say this. I mean, obviously, we're going to hear a little bit more. And actually, I'll save my commentary once we finish.
Okay. And I see your comments, David. I mean, I think a lot of people feel the same way. Hi, Liz. Okay, let me play this commentary, this content creators commentary. Okay, and we'll stop. And Jason, just tell me, because I'm trying to watch the screen and the footage. So, but yeah, I'll stop when I need to. This is just someone's opinion. That's it, and that's all. Here we go.
Media and black folks are pissed off, and they have every right to be angry right now. When I woke up Monday morning and I saw it, I didn't even want to watch the video. Immediately, I don't want to watch it. I've had enough. I'm tired. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. And so for those who do not know, let me bring you up to speed. The BAFTA Awards are the British Academy of Television Arts. It is a ceremony similar to our awards in the U.S. We have Michael and Delroy give a presentation, and they were met with a slur. Now, the person who made the slur was John Davidson, who has Tourette's, and he was there as a campaigner for the movie that came out in 2025 called Swear, that is based off of the disability Tourette's. Now, watching the clip of them, you can tell that they were not sure what to do. They had to continue on. They couldn't react to it. And I think for a lot of black folks, it just was jarring to see something like that in 2026, where we know that that's the last word that a lot of black people have heard before they lost their lives, and other things I can't even talk about in this video. And it was jarring. It was a lot. And I think black folks are kind of joking. I know we are when we say during Black History Month. We know what that means. Like, we're just joking about it because we can't do anything else, because this is the world we live in. And to the conversations that are happening right now, it is disability, whiteness, and racism all wrapped up. All of the taboos, things that we do not want to talk about, things that make people uncomfortable, things that we do not want to pay attention to, they're all colliding together. And the conversation is just so much on social media that I don't want to be part of it. I have not tweeted about it. I've not made any statements or anything. There are other people who are well qualified to speak on this, who have been speaking about this for a minute. But I want to talk about the aftermath. That's what I want to get into. I don't want, for me, because I don't consider myself well qualified to speak on these things. And I think for the people who have disabilities and the folks who've been doing disability advocacy for a while, online and offline, I think we need to also understand that we can't just wait till situations like this happen and then, girl, thoughts, what you think, because that same stuff happens to black folks when something racist happens. Girl, thoughts on racism. Don't bombard these folks with thoughts. It is jarring to be tagging these folks in this stuff, requesting free labor when they've already been talking about it. Disability rights, advocacy, conversations we all should be having. John Davidson, like I said, was the person who made the slur. And the way the BBC and BAFTA and even John Davidson reacted after this was telling that it doesn't matter what the reason of how he said it or why he said it or why the word is even in his, vocabulary or what have you. Again, not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. All of those questions are being asked, but what's not helping is after the impact happened, what does the cleaning up look like? You have John Davidson now giving us this white woman apology, which is not sincere at all. We've seen it all before where I'm mortified. I feel so terrible. I had to leave after the incident and I felt horrible, where I am the victim here. You did something, it harmed these folks. And instead of, hey, I messed up, I'm so sorry, I apologize, which folks will accept that. The people, because I was not the one who heard it. I clicked on a video and watched it. I was not watching no British Academy of Fine Arts. Right. I'm not watching that. You owe Michael and Delroy Lindo an apology. And what do you have? This public statement from John Davidson and all of the white people who are now, well, it's a disability. Is this what y'all expect? Where, okay, y'all been doing it anyway. Y'all don't need to use this as an excuse. Like, girl, none of y'all are going to jail for saying this. None of y'all. But you know who is being almost prosecuted or silenced? People who say anything close to Free Palestine, which was surprisingly edited because this BAFTA award ceremony had a 2-hour delay, which means they could have bleeped it. They could have edited it out, but they chose not to. But you know what they did edit out? Enola Davies Jr. speech after accepting their award saying Free Palestine. They edited that out. They made sure to clear that out because that goes against their guidelines. And that's the question I have is that what is in y'all guidelines of things that is considered too much? And that's not in there. Pause. You had BAFTA.
Got you.
So he's bringing up a really good point, right? And saying when he suggests that the guidelines is like, so what is it, right? And we kind of keep seeing these type of scenarios take place, which boils down for a lot of us is the lack of accountability. And the question then becomes, it's like, so why does it seem that, now again, this is just, for context, it seems that it's always applicable or the need to be above the fray or to respond with decorum, to respond with diplomacy, tact, et cetera, right? That's what we're required to do as people, as melanated people, generally across the board, right? Anything outside of that, we're considered to be aggressive. We're considered to be disrespectful. Ghetto, right? Now, I want to kind of go back just a second because what you mentioned about Michael B. Jordan's facial expression and Delroy Lindo's facial expression. Sometimes it takes context or people who are a part of the diaspora to understand. They understand something that most people probably wouldn't. And you brought it out. And I want you to go back. If you can you play the very beginning again where it shows their facial expressions? And I want to pause right there. Oh, and before you do that, David, listen, you own to something. But there's something I want to touch on that right there because we finna have to move a little bit different. This is what I believe, at least, moving forward.
Good evening. Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night
Tell me
for a
when.
vital part of movie making.
That moment at the BAFTA Awards, leaving viewers in shock.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
Michael B. Jordan and his
That right there.
Yeah. There was a spot though, because I think you had actually you brought it to our attention. You was like, man, his
Sinners
facial
Co-
expression was telling. You said
Yeah,
this
that
actually
was-
earlier. Yeah.
star
Yeah.
Delroy
Let
Lindo.
me see real quick.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the
It was I was talking about the guy in the glasses, Delroy. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name. That's
Yeah,
Delroy
he licked
Lindo.
his tongue out like he paused right after. Let
first
me see if I
BAFTA
can
of the
find it.
night for a vital part
Okay.
Because
of
you
movie
threw
making.
him off. Right there.
John Davidson,
Okay.
the man.
Now watch
See how
this.
he looked?
Now
Yeah.
hold on. Now let me I want to share something with you guys. You need to see this real quick. Hold on.
I'm gonna
You need to
stop
see
sharing.
this. Yeah. Hold on. So this is what I mean by there's a deeper story in this though.
Hi, Cherokee. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right.
I see racism against whites every day, every single day.
So Delroy Lindo was on a panel discussion, right? This is some years back. Watch this interaction because they're talking about racism. They're talking about the usage of the N-word, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But watch this interaction that happens.
Yet I'm a racist for pointing that out.
Adrian, what's your take?
Take on what?
What you said? Is racism just a one-way street?
I think that's his opinion.
Look at your firm, Adrian. You get the benefit of no bid contracts because you're an African-American firm. Now, as a white lawyer, what am I supposed to think of that?
I don't know.
I think Chuck is pointing out a double standard here, Adrian. I mean, take hip-hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay.
Another satisfying place.
Listen, hold on.
Right.
So Delroy, he goes and they had to actually cut this. Not so much just this little
Dan, that's the
parody
trip.
piece.
That's him. I vaguely remember that, but that I didn't put the two together. That's him. So
That's
it
him.
actually happened to him.
It happened, and it was during this little interview piece, right? But he went on to say, if you want to say it, just say it, right? And because again, what are we actually talking about here? So we go back to what's going on with this piece, and I think the reaction is different, and this is why I was saying with David, his response. Let me read his response for you because this is a good piece right here. It says, "What next? We keep forgiving and forgiving because that's what we do as God fearing people, but it needs to stop now." And David, I am in 1,000% agreement with you on this. It does need to stop, but the question is how do we stop it? When you look at what they were doing, and Delroy Lindo both had a very responsible type of reaction. The type of reaction that will says, okay, we're going to take the
And
high
everybody's
road.
praising them for their reaction.
Yes, but that's always been our fucking reaction. That's not new. That's what we are. That's how we respond to things. We don't typically get out of pocket too often because we understand the optics. And we always play to this piece about the optics. We're more concerned about what people think about us as a culture group, because here's what we know about being melanated is that my behavior or my interactions, my whatever it is, right? Anything that relates to me doesn't just relate to me. It reflects on my entire community. This is the type of weight that we carry, generally speaking, across the board. For instance, there's a parody that was a Saturday Night Live parody. I loved it. But what they did was it was two black people that were telling the newscasters, and it had two white newscasters. When they were started just talking about what took place, the whites or the black newscasters would sit there within amongst each other and be like, okay, yeah, that ain't us, right? That's clearly one of them. And it was actually tongue in cheek, but this is the shit we do because generally speaking, I know for a fact that I've watched news, and when I see a headline, I'm like, I either say, "Oh Lord, some nigga shit," or I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's some of they shit. That's some white people shit because that ain't what we do." Type. So generally, what we find is that there is always this expectation that your behavior is reflecting on your entire community. So we have to take the high road. This is what we were taught, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Obama and Michelle handling business,
Mm-hmm.
right? Handling business. Yeah. Fast forward, we have new leadership, new regime. Don't hold true to none of that shit, but nobody is really saying too much. And so you have shit like this with this BAFTA shit that took place. And all we're saying, and that's what everybody's doing, is, well, what about my issue? What about my white tears? This is how I feel about this. This is my own personal feeling. Is white tears. I understand hold on. I don't even know if I'm even pronouncing that one. But it was actually put in the chat. I think True put that in here. Here it is.
I see you guys' comments.
This is the condition that they're saying that he has. And granted,
so it's not Tourette's?
It's Tourette's, but it's like there's a spectrum.
Okay.
Right, gotcha. If you will. So in his type of Tourette's, this is one of the conditions, right?
Okay.
It's the involuntary utterance of obscene words. The more taboo the word is, technically, the more it stands out. But here's where the rubber meets the road for me. What the fuck were you doing in the front row if that's the case? Which tells me you didn't give a fuck. Because we have children, and we know children will say some of the darndest things. But you also know that child has done those type of things before. So you deal with that accordingly. There's some situations you put them in, some situations you don't, especially if you know that you have a child that's kind of loose with it. They're going to say, hey, mommy, look, that person's fat, or whatever the case might be, right? And you deal with those things, and you address those things accordingly. You don't subject them to and subject other people to those type of things. When it comes to stuff like about our community, it's like no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. This whole issue with this stuff, you can say this, and I'm going to give you another good example.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I have something else that I want to share.
And I want to also finish the video too. But people are responding to what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead. So you need to. So what you got?
So you're talking to David here, and you're responding to him. He's responded back to you. Marianne has also responded. And I want to get to everybody's comments. I'm just going to stay on track a little bit. David said we have to match the energy for it to stop. Without the action of repercussion, it's going to happen again and again. He said Del Rey is a stand-up guy, but this is too much. Again, 1,000. I don't believe the bamboozlement. Just to stay on topic with David's.
David, we see in here. I'm 1,000% on board with that. 1,000%, because again, if this word didn't just enter into your vocabulary today, which means that you knew prior to you being in that place that was a possibility. You knew that was a strong possibility, but you did absolutely nothing to safeguard and not subject other people to your fuckery. I don't care what we want to.
But can I say this? Because you sent me, I don't know. I'm gonna finish the video I was just saying, I was just playing, but you did send me some audio of what he wrote. And I don't know in relationship to when it happened, to when he sent in this letter or this email with his apology. He speaks to that he's holding the British awards to some type of fire because of where he sat or something, right? I have to listen to the whole audio, but he addresses that the guy who made the comment that they didn't safeguard. They knew what was going on and they sat him there. So he's trying. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna finish the video, but we're gonna also play that, Jason, because I want to be fair. I don't want to just I want to finish see what his response was, because I'm interested. That's just going to be audio, you guys. And I'll keep forgetting the man's name. But Grizz, thank you for coming. We played the intro in the beginning.
John Davison.
I want to hear what he has to say. Marianne, I want to talk about what you said too. But I'm gonna finish the video, and Jason could move the comments around. But I want to get to you, Marianne. In all fairness, I want to make sure we highlight everyone's comments, so we're listening, guys.
Release a statement saying that they feel bad and all the things for what Delroy and Michael B. Jordan had to endure, and they apologize for that. And okay, what can we do to improve this? What can y'all do? Because this already happened. And now you have people speculating, okay, so why was John Davison so close to the stage? Why was he's saying it while they were on the stage? Has he said it any other time? These questions are now being asked. And I think they're being asked in few because the responses have not been good enough to clean it up. From all parties. From all parties. And this is coming off of us seeing how the cast, the crew, and everybody involved with Sinners has been treated since this movie came out. Going back to the Variety article that downplayed the significant box office hit that Sinners had made, downplaying it, where we've seen other white films, hey, Timothy Chalamet, do basic numbers, not that good, and not receive that type of criticism. We've seen Delroy Lindo be on the red carpet and asked, how does he feel about being in this movie and what does he have next for his career, or, you know, what does this mean for you? When this man has been playing in movies for a long, he is a well-known black actor. People on the red carpet are even asking him if he's British or he's from the UK. This is the treatment where y'all don't recognize this person, y'all don't see them. So it's not surprising to us that you did not see how harmful it was for the N-word, no matter none of the circumstances, to be played for not only the people to endure, but us having to see it with no edits, no cleaning up, no nothing. Like, what is going on?
That got me.
And it's pulling a lot of conversations of stuff I just do not want to see and do not even want to engage in, where the ableism is jumping out as if black people with disabilities do not exist, as if they are not here. Now you have people activating all of their ableism to be critical of this as if black folks don't have disabilities. And I don't want to get into what this is. Like I said, I'm not qualified, but I just think, yes, this happened, but we don't have to immediately jump to ableism to be critical of this. All white people are racist, point blank, period. Let's full stop there. So yes, white people have disabilities and they are. Now, I need people to understand it, because we still are in 2026 having a conversation on TV. Look at The View, having conversations about whether or not Donald Trump is racist, where we've seen him make multiple statements. And what else do we need for folks to say other than the N-word?
Right.
That's what we need. We need very blatant. And even when it is, it's okay, well, this situation doesn't qualify. That's why I'm not going to be caught up in the N-word conversation too much, because I don't need to hear a white person say it to know it. I don't need to hear it. I see the world around me. Therefore, I don't need to hear them say this word to, hey, you are, check. What does that do? What does that do for us? You've now been verified as a racist.
Like, okay, so what he's saying, Jason, is what? Like, basically he's saying, we know what it is. Why do we need to verify it? Is basically right. And he's saying, like, we still have people justifying and trying to say Trump is not a racist when it's very obvious that he is. What more do you need him to do? I mean, ultimately, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here? Like, when do we cut it short?
You know, and I think, again, it's terribly disturbing. And it's not disturbing for the reason you might think it's disturbing, right? It's not disturbing because of the word. I really don't care. I'm really past all of that. That's not my issue. My issue is the blatant disregard for the pain that we've suffered and the patience, the forgiveness that we've applied to you motherfuckers. That's what disturbs me the most.
Mhm.
Because you're prancing around as if it doesn't matter. Our pain doesn't matter. Our tears don't matter. The things that we fought for, the things that our ancestors fought for, doesn't matter. Because, and I was thinking about this not too long ago, is that this governmental bullshit, you've had over 400 years of a head start on us as a group of people. Civil rights happened in the fucking 60s, which tells me within 60 years, you've had 400 head start. In 60 years, you're telling me you're threatened by our progress of a people that you consider to be inferior in 60 years that you're trying to now go and undo, right? And you continue this narrative of they're the problem, right? So I read through John's. I didn't hear his audio, right? But I read through his complaint. And a lot of the shit he said is the exact same shit that we've seen growing up. It's like, instead of you owning accountability for your behavior, you want to put the shit on somebody else.
Okay, that's what he's doing. Okay, yeah, I didn't listen to the audio, but yeah.
No, I read through his
Right.
statement,
Okay.
and he was blaming the people that were BAFTA, right? And he said, well, they put me in this spot, and I noticed after the fact, I noticed that there were microphones right in front of me.
Oh, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, because the microphone that picked up what he was saying was stationed right there where he was at.
So he felt like he was set up.
Exactly. That's what he's saying.
Right.
He said they should know that I have tics, and that I'm most likely going to say some wild shit throughout it. But maybe that was their intention, right? Because all publicity is good publicity. Right? Bullshit sells, if you will, right? But going up to this statement though, and I think this is where we're at with this, is that unless there is a response from our community, and that response is going to have to affect people's pockets, period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. In a perfect world, this is where I think that we should do. Fuck your awards. Fuck your sports. Fuck your NFL. Fuck your NBA. Fuck your tennis. Fuck the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You've been shitting on us in the Olympics for a very long time. You know what? You can have all of that shit, and we'll go ahead and go do our own. Now, here's what we know, because that's actually already happened before. The Negro Leagues. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I can give you guys some sources, but you can also look this up. The Negro League did not go away because it was not popular, nor did it go away because it wasn't a good product. It went away because deeper pockets said this is affecting our bottom line. They did not integrate baseball for the sake of fairness. Because if that were the case, why in the fuck are we still dealing with it today? Most of them motherfuckers ain't even alive, but we're still dealing with the exact same shit. Right? No, Jackie Robinson was what? In this? No. Yeah, the Negro League, they still around, matter of fact. So it ain't even really been that long. And again, right? We're talking about not a long period of time. We're still dealing with the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
There
so you're
is
saying
no.
Your answer is affecting the money, which is true. I mean, and F all the sponsors that are being promote during their program.
Fuck them. Fuck it all.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck your school system. Fuck your medical professions. Fuck it. Because what we keep finding is that every time we turn around and we try to apply forgiveness, we try to apply humanity, right? Genuine humanity. And genuine humanity as indicated or as evidenced by forgiveness, turning the other cheek, moving forward. Hey, we're not going to harp on X, Y, and Z, but let's build from here. I'm going to accept your apology. And so let's move forward, right? Because that's healthy. We know this in a relationship.
We're trying to play nice.
If I hold you accountable, or if I keep you pigeonholed because you made one mistake, you'll never get past that with me. There's nothing that we can go. There's nothing we can do for it. I remember having a situation, and I heard one of the partners said this to the other person. It's like, I don't trust you, and I never will. There's nothing you can do with that, right? There's really nothing. Now, but here's what I think, and this goes to some of the statements, and I'm fucking with you, David, because I'm loving what you're saying here, because you're speaking the same language. There's nothing left for us to do. There's no more cheeks to turn. We don't have any more to turn. We don't have any more patience to give, right? We're now at this point, we are willfully subjecting ourselves to your bullshit. You got Coco, what's her name? She's a tennis star, getting disrespected on the grandest stage, but she's expected to have decorum.
Right.
You have Delroy Lindo, who was an elder, and again, let's get past the coprolia, right? Let's get past the Tourette's. Let's get past all of that. It's the reaction to it. Because had it been fuck Jews, there would have been a whole other response.
Justin and King of Reeves was saying, they
edited the Free Palestine thing.
Right, and then not. So this is all intentional. I mean, it's all intentional. It's always been that way, though, to be honest.
Now check this out, though.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta share this with you because this is gonna fuck you up. Watch this. This goes to where now, even in our social media, right? Here's what has started to come out now, even when it comes to something that's considered to be impartial. And this is just a brief one, but you'll actually be able to see this, and you can go search this up.
But what, I don't have to stop sharing in order for you to share?
No, I got you.
Y'all how deep it is, and this is why I say it's not a subject that I even play around with. Right now on TikTok, you can't even put white in your captions. You have to spell it YT. because they won't allow you to speak on it. So if it's not as deep as it is, then we wouldn't even be having that conversation. Yeah. This is not a matter of he say, she say, kiki, kaka. This is some serious, deep-rooted, systematic issues that we're going up against. I can't even say white people on TikTok, but you can say black, you can say nigga, you can say this, you can say that. Why? Because they're pushing that agenda. So I don't take my eyes off the prize. Now, I wouldn't even call them out their name. I wouldn't say crack. I don't do that. Right. But understand, you come for me and you say that term, I'm going to read you professionally and make you feel like the bottom of the barrel. Okay?
I love that. But I want to know, can you say crack on TikTok?
Okay. So look, what she was illustrating is the thing that we're talking about. Is that even in something as simple as TikTok, social media, it's like it doesn't matter. Like no one is giving a fuck about what matters to us.
Right.
That's where we're here at. Because again, it's past the point of saying, well, you know, this, that, and the third. And there was a story, and I wish I would have grabbed it for tonight. Was it Google said some racist shit that actually got flagged as it related to our people, like as black folks, but we're always the subject of this shit, constantly being the subject. And even in the Grismatic said, the cherry pick our best talents, flooding with individual accolades, and destroy the collective mindset. My guy, yes. Let's focus in on the cherry picking. Why are we allowing them to have the opportunity to cherry pick anything? Pull your shit off the shelves. Pull our product off the shelves. I love the idea of people saying, there was a town somewhere in the US and it was like, well, it's all whites, right? Nigga, have at it. I wish you motherfuckers would bring back segregation.
Right.
Because integration, truth be told, was one of the worst things that ever happened to us.
Yeah.
Legitimately, one of the worst things that ever happened to us. Because and here's what we say, it wasn't MLK's fault. And it wasn't the early black leaders' fault, because a lot of them get blamed for it. That's not where the issue really was. Because here's what the reality is that black folks didn't even want that to begin with. We just don't want to be fucked with. Leave us the fuck alone. That's why we all that's been the narrative for a very long time. Just leave us the fuck alone. Right? We'll start our own league. Don't sit there and do this wild underhanded shit and then try to cancel out our leagues or cancel out the NBA was fucking with Ice Cube and the Big Three. Right? When that should actually be complementary to the NBA. They're looking at that as, oh no, we gotta silence that. Right? We want to buy up these contracts and all this other stuff around them so that they don't have anywhere to play at. Or they can't go here or can't go there. They can't get publicity. So again, we are the reason you have athletics in this country. We are the reason for it. We're the reason why, I just found this out this year is Black History Month, that black people actually created fucking hockey in Canada. Who knew? Former slaves created hockey. Look that shit up yourself.
Right.
I'm not making this up.
Yeah. Okay. So let me finish this video. Now we had a second topic. I think at the end of the day, where we're at here is I'm gonna finish this video with the King of Reads. It's almost done. It's got 3 minutes left. And then we got a few minutes left, but let me finish.
Hello? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? So the responses and the reactions some of them are valid. I don't blame black folks for being upset and going off, because we are tired. We're tired of all of these things. I'm also tired of the excuses and the blatant disrespect on top of disrespect. Again, they just heard this and had to react in real time to this situation. And y'all didn't even do them a courtesy of cleaning this up during the edit. And now y'all want to release a statement and say, hey, y'all, we actually caught another one that was said, girl, what is going on? Y'all need to come up with something. Y'all need to figure something out or what have you, because I guarantee you, had it been anything else said, it would have been an immediate hammer coming down. Y'all have already shown us that with the edit that was made with the Free Palestine speech that was given by someone who was receiving an award. And y'all edited that out. So it's, again, the guidelines and what is in the guidelines. Y'all not including things like this in this, things that y'all do not want aired. So that just went over y'all head. Just went over y'all head.
Like
We're so sorry. Pardon our mess. No, girl, you need to clean this up. You need to clean it up, and you need to do better. Do better with yourselves. Y'all have black folks. If y'all care about black people and black art like y'all claim to, then there needs to be a full clean up of this. Okay? But now you got John Davison. Now he's going to be the victim in the future, because now all of the comments that are made online is going to get to him. I just feel like you're going to get there. Well, I can't go anywhere. Oh my gosh. You just, mind you, black folks live a life where they literally cannot go anywhere. There's a term called sundown towns. Black people joke about not going to certain parts of the city, even in Atlanta, after a certain time.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
If it's not a racist town, it's the police. So I don't. Now you're going to be a victim. We've seen this song and dance before.
Right.
These are my thoughts. I will be talking about them a little bit more in a live stream later on this.
So, okay. So that was the end of it. That was the end of the video for the most part. But yeah, I wanted to finish that off. But yeah, I just feel like, obviously this opens up dialogue that can go down a completely different space. It's a convoluted, complicated conversation. And when I say complicated, it really isn't complicated. The thing is the conversation has been going on for so long, okay, and for hundreds of years. At this point, and to your point in reference to, segregation, I hear that. You've said it before. I agree with it to a degree. It's when we talk about the changes we can make today, because those are large concepts, right? That's not something that can be done tomorrow. That's not something somebody could implement in their everyday life. I feel like, just for the average person, it's like, stand for something or fall for anything. And David, I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate everyone. I didn't really, Marianne, I didn't get a chance to really read your comment in detail, but at the end of the day, for me, where does it start? And I think one of my takeaways personally is yes, be aware for your own mental health. I do believe that we all have a livelihood. We all got to eat. We got a family to take care of. So you have to be smart how you move. This is the world we in. This is the matrix we live in. I don't say throw all shit to caution and fuck them all. And no, that's not what I believe. But I do believe that, again, the decisions you make in your everyday life, where you shop, what you buy, what you entertain, what you stand for, what you speak up for, what you have decided to no longer be quiet about. And in situations where you usually would say, I'll say nothing, I don't have an opinion. Maybe you should have an opinion. And maybe you should speak on it next to your white counterpart. right? Using that as an example. If some shit is sideways, maybe you should say it's sideways instead of doing what we're used to doing is playing nice. The time for playing nice is out the window. I mean, to a degree, I'm
No,
saying that with caution.
no, listen, no, you speaking though.
You gotta speak up. I
You
mean, and I'm
speaking.
thinking to myself too, because I am the person that's kind of like, oh, I mean, yeah, but in the climate we're in today, move cautiously, pick your battles, but don't be silent. And that's kind of like, I think and everybody has to make their own decision how they move at the end of the day, I guess. Hi, Susan.
Listen, yes, and this is the part, and I think to your point, yes, becoming aware and actually becoming vocal. But here's the thing though, and I'm gonna say this. So we're talking about and I don't want to open up a whole new can, but let me just put this out there because it relates to what we're talking about with these Epstein files, right? And there was a tagline that said this is that America isn't as upset about what's going on because there are no black people involved.
With the Epstein?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And I think the narrative or the underlying narrative of that is really what we're seeing, right? It plays out.
Uh-huh.
And to Marianne's comment, right? And feeling like, listen, I don't agree. And this is hers basically what
Okay,
I
yeah,
got
tell
from
me,
it.
because I didn't get to read that part. Yeah.
But what she was basically saying, and I think this is what I was getting, is that she's seen it over and over and over again, but that she doesn't align with that message, right? The message was that this whole racist idea, and I'm not sure if that gentleman said that all white people are racist. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he said something along that line.
Yeah.
Wasn't really sure because I didn't pause and get
I think
clarification.
he specifically said that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't personally believe that in particular. I don't believe in absolutes in anything, like across the board. So to say all that's a pretty harsh word.
Mm-hmm.
A strong majority, I would say yes. And because the other group of people who fit within that description are far too silent, and far too agreeable, and far too passive when it comes to these issues. But I understand why, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it is scary for you to be ostracized and to be excommunicated from your community, from that community right now, because there's safety that you find, that there's safety within my acknowledgement of my whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
There's safety in these spaces. It's uncomfortable to leave that space. I get that. If you may not believe this, but we live that. So every time you see people of color or melanated people moving, laughing, this is why Black joy is such a threat. Because how dare you be happy when you don't experience the luxuries that we have? Oh, it's known. It's widely known. Well documented as well, that's what drives a lot of the vitriol that we experience, but it's been hidden from you. So when we have the stories about the young lady who was killed by ICE, and then the white guy I'm not sure, I think he was white, the other guy, because there were other people of color that were killed by ICE too, but those two stories kind of hit the
ones in
mainstream.
Minnesota, the
Yeah,
lady,
yeah,
the
the
white
lady and then the
guy
guy.
with the gun, or they said he had a gun and it
He
wasn't.
didn't have a gun.
Yeah, no,
He had a phone.
That's who you're
And
talking about. The
yeah,
journalist.
that guy. Yeah, the
Mhm.
journalist. So again, right? That's the story. That's the messaging that they're sending, is that if you align yourself with these people, you're going to lose your safety. So it's best for you to stay quiet and complicit and comply.
Look at Don Lemon against Trump. Again, Don Lemon, I'm so proud of him. I mean, just as a black man, period, listen, it was adversity like a motherfucker. He was targeted. I mean, and it was blatant. Like, who can deny that? That was just blatant.
Well,
but again, this man is able to stay in office and do what he does, and we make excuses and we just roll with it. And then you get Nicki Minaj. It's like, what in the world is going on? Like, bitch, just be quiet. It's like we're gonna have that forever.
But look, I love it. I love it, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this is I learned this landscaping. I learned this. This is just some cultural, colloquial knowledge. If you keep the grass cut low, you know where the snakes are, right? So I appreciate you showing me who you are. I appreciate you finally getting out of pocket. I said this the last time Trump was in office, and I say it now. The one thing I did appreciate about his time in office, and even in this time period, is that you know who the fuck you're dealing with when you deal with them. Because this group of people that believe these type of things, well, they have a certain type of air of arrogance that they move around in, right? And I'm not just being overly sensitive here, but I'm telling you, this is an observation, one in which that I'm qualified to make, because ultimately people that look like me have had to address safety issues and concerns about where I go, when I go, why I go, and how I go, period. Is it safe for me to go? It's no different, people, than a woman saying that I have to be mindful about my body and my safety when I move around. I have male privilege. I don't worry about being essayed when I go outside in the middle of the night. I don't worry about that because I have that privilege. So it will behoove me to listen to what she's saying, because to understand that, from where you're standing at, so this is the shit that's going on. So males, you feel uncomfortable with them in certain contexts and certain dynamics. I get that. So it's not my place to minimize your experience. All too often, that's what you guys do to people of color, though, is you minimize what their experience is. Instead of you saying, I don't know what that's like, but I trust that you got to be telling me there's something real there.
Benefit of the doubt. It's like, I would know. Thank you.
Yeah.
I experience it. You don't have to what do you call it? Empathize, because you haven't experienced it. So I'm not asking you to empathize, but you can't sympathize and be quiet. Don't speak on some shit you don't know about. Period.
And so when we talk about issues of safety, it's because, again, we understand that. So we're qualified to speak
white
on
people
this.
to do what, Jason? Let's narrow this down.
You're gonna have to draw the line.
Okay, white people, you're gonna have to do. The line has been drawn in the sand. What side you standing on?
So, and again, this goes across the board. So I appreciate the Uncle Ruckuses of the world. I appreciate the Nicki Minaj's. I appreciate the people who are cozying up.
Whites.
Charleston Whites don't got shit to do with this presidential shit, but I appreciate him too.
I'm talking about people that speak their truth amongst when it's not popular.
When it's not popular. I appreciate that because you let me know who you are. Maya Angelou said it the best. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that you're showing me who you are. And so now I can move accordingly. I don't give a fuck about you or your politics. How about that?
That brings me to a song I want to play. Wait. The reason why this is important. Okay, let me say this and then we're going to go. Grizmatic is right here. I put his link across the top. We played a track that he gave us at the beginning. Thank you. He's usually here regardless if we play the track or not. But I do want to say thank you, Grizz, because you made it in for everything that you do. And we're going to get better at learning how to put it in here. Okay? And play it. But when you said, Jason, about there's a song, I might not be able to play it tonight because I'll fuck around and play the wrong one. But it's a song I've been on, and he talks about knowing who your ops are. Like, it's a rapper, but he says something about the ops. Like, basically saying, like, I'd rather fuck with an op than somebody I don't know. Basically, a friend who's a fake and phony. And that's true. That is the goddamn truth. Yeah. I'd rather know you're an op than think you're a friend and you a motherfucking backstabber. Period.
Sun Tzu said this in The Art of War: keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. Is that what they say?
Huh?
Is that how it goes? Keep your friends close and your enemies close. Okay, go ahead.
Keep your enemies closer, right? So Sun Tzu said that in The Art of War. And Sun Tzu was like a Asian general, something like that. I don't really know exactly. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he talked a lot about war and how to win wars and battles and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a lot of principles he gave, and that was one of them. Which is, there's a truth to that, right? And so now I know where you're at, and I see you clearly. I see how you move. And so now I no longer factor you into my movements. So your voice has now been, your voice has been sterilized for me. It no longer has any significance. So we can move on. And so when I'm looking for the people who are part of the diaspora. So when I say the line is being drawn, and I mean that shit sincerely, white people in particular, this is the reason why you don't see us on this front line. This is not for us to do any longer. So this Epstein shit and these niggas eating kids and raping children and whoop, y'all gonna have to do something about that because these are your people. This is your shit. Because if we do it, the problem with it, if we do it, is that then it gives the room for the continued narrative.
You know why we can't do it? Because motherfuckers are still getting hung in 2026.
And there we go.
Period.
But that's a suicide. Although he had blunt force trauma damage to his head, it's considered a suicide by the people that we're supposed to trust.
Right.
We're supposed to trust
why we say racist. The people that have the power. The power. We don't have the power. White people do. Okay? Period. So they have the power.
Now, if we go back in history and we look at the Underground Railroad, there were whites that did help. Absolutely. Because you need all hands on fucking deck. Absolutely. There were some dope motherfuckers. But guess what? There are also quite a few of them that ended up getting ostracized and excommunicated from their communities and had to deal with that feeling, that discomfort. It's understood and it's respected, but that is the only way we're going to move forward.
At least don't participate in it, y'all. I mean, I'm saying I can't. I'm talking about
no, you can't do that.
Well, what I'm saying is I can't tell somebody else what to do because I'm not doing everything the right way either.
Well, it's not about doing the right way. We're talking about what's necessary. This is not your battle. You need to get your health together. This battle right here It's not your battle because this is not one that you created. This is not our problem to fix. I can't fix your racism. I can't fix that. It's because it's not mine to fix. You have to fix that. Your community has to police that. It's not for me to police that. So then this is the problem with all of the shit that I keep seeing, and it disgusts me when I see us getting up in arms about some bullshit that somebody said. Fuck them. Pull your product from their shelf. In other words, we stop participating in the shit that they got. Oh, this is how you're gonna treat? Okay, say less. All right, you know what? Moving forward, this is how we're gonna do this. If the black athletes, the black entertainers just say, you know what, fuck it. We gonna do something else. And I'm gonna tell you though, you know it'll be so funny though. I'm gonna put this out there. The Israelis, not the Israelis, who did live golf? The people that got the Saudis. That's and these niggas is racist too. So no, you know it is what it is. But they got deep oil pocket money, right? What they did was they said, well, look, we're gonna enter into it, and they're entering into boxing, and they're entering into this, and they're saying, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to flood it with some money, and we're going to go ahead and draw these athletes over here to ours, right? And then we're going to reestablish things and move forward from here. And we saw it with golf, and some of them guys went over there to live golf, and then they went back to PGA. Some did, some stayed. But here's what the point of what I'm saying is, if that's all it's going to take is the amount of money that will be needed. And for our black athletes, our black entertainers, our black scientists, like, listen, man, fuck what y'all got going on. We're gonna move on. And we're gonna move over here. And we'll start our own little shit. Start it fresh, do whatever we gotta do. That's gonna be the move. Because there's no point of us going over here worrying about what these motherfuckers is doing in their organizations. Listen, that's your shit. I'm not coming in your house telling you how to live. I'm not finna come in your house and tell you that you're not supposed to call me a nigga if I'm in your house. Now, fuck that. You can call me a nigga in your house. I just don't go there.
Right.
What you're not finna do is you're not finna come in my house. So what you're not finna do with that behavior is no different like when we grew up, right? Some people, you better take them shoes off at that door. You can't bring them shoes in. You can't wear shoes in this house. What you wear in your house is what you wear in your house. Right. So this is what I'm saying when it comes to all this other shit. Okay, that's y'all shit then. Fuck it. Right? You do what you want to do. I don't have to participate. This is what I believe the move is. We just don't participate in it. And we move on, we reestablish, and we start our own shit and do what the fuck we need to. And so then white people who are not racist and don't fall on that line, you're just going to have to draw the fucking line and be excommunicated from that community. That's just how that works. There is no soft way to do this any longer.
Right.
Because taking the passive approach, it's somebody else's problem. What you're going to keep getting is the same shit that's going to keep happening. And unfortunately, no one knows that you are not a part of the problem. They don't know that. No one knows that. What does stand out? What does stand out, though, is when you put your safety on the line. When your safety, and it's known and witnessed that you're putting your safety on the line, that's what tells us, oh yeah, they are a part, they're part of the movement. They're not a part of the problem, they're a part of the solution. That's just what it is. And I'm sorry, there's no softer way to say that. There's no other way around that. But I will let you know though, this shit ain't gonna keep happening the way it's been happening. Because that whole notion about turning the other cheek, y'all, that shit's done. That energy, we've given you every opportunity to do better. We've given you as a culture.
Susan said no one's going to put her in a corner.
Come on, Susan. You tell them motherfuckers. I don't agree with that shit. You tell them. You tell them, and you tell them boldly and matter of factly. You tell them, and you're gonna have to, because you can't do this. You can't do it silently. No one gives a fuck about the silent actions.
Right.
No one does. It does not change anything.
All right. I want to okay, so what are your so I want to wrap this up. We didn't get to the second topic, but that's okay. This is a good conversation to have. I want to thank everybody for coming. Hopefully we all got something out of this tonight. I'll look for our clips, you guys. I'm generating clips. I'll try to do it sooner, put them out sooner. I put some out the last couple of days. Yeah, just look at our clips from the show, share the channel. We appreciate the dialogue, any feedback. We love it. And we love you guys. And we don't always have to agree. We can agree to disagree. And that's perfectly okay. You're like Marianne. Gotcha. Okie dokie. Love y'all. We love y'all so much. Okay, let's play Grismatic's song on the way out. Or we'll play another one. Love you guys.
Yeah, love you guys.
We played one already, right?
So we played the first one to begin. Now this one is going to be the. So what we'd like to know is kind of what your thoughts are as far as intro, outro, et cetera, kind of what works best. What do you think kind of hits better?
I honestly I don't even remember which one. It was, he gave us like 5 of them. But I'm going to just play a different one here. Anyway, just enjoy. Thank you, Grizz, again. If it's too loud, let me know.
17 years.
Was this the same one?
Nirvana.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
Love you guys. Yeah, replay it, Susan.
I'm talking big vibes. Better know the name. New channel, fresh start. But
have a good rest of the week.
I got the damn message riding on the track. 17 years down, but we brought the heat back. Yeah. We staying solid, we don't ever bend. Because the thick skin wins in the very end. I said that thick skin wins, yeah, that thick skin wins. Quality over everything. Let the show begin. Main page shut down, man, it's just a minor setback. I'm certified, you know I'm gonna get that. No money in front of views or the likes. Just me and that, a mess is killing it on the mics. We unlatched in the gates, we ain't playing by the rules. Quality over quantity, we taking to school. It's entertainment, only sharing life through the lens. Keep your circle real tight, we don't need no fake friends. 17 years of armor, yeah, the skin stay dead. New channel, same fire, man, this year's a pick. I'm talking big vibes, better know the name. New channel, fresh start, but the soul didn't change. I got that down,
we
this is fighting on the trail. 10 years down, but we brought the heat back. We staying solid, we don't ever bend. Because the thick skin wins in the very end. I said that thick skin wins, yeah, the thick skin wins. Quality over everything, let the show begin. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna play the other versions next week. That's for sure.
This is me singing on the track, y'all.
We'll chase the back, we'll chase the truth. Thick skin wins.
I was in the studio. It's my studio work. Yeah. We gotta get dynamics on the mic. Dynamics, we gotta get you on the mic with the freestyle. Oh, the TI.
Say no more.
We'll say less.
I'm gonna say no more.
Thank you, Greg. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see y'all next week. Blessings.
Maybe. I'm in office.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Okay. Bye, y'all. Good night.